Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because we are not talking about plants or gardening today. We are actually talking about skin. And I know that's kind of interesting and kind of funny, but for us as gardeners, we are out in the sun so much during the day. It's something that we really do need to think about. And this whole video came about a couple months ago, maybe like 8 or 9 months ago. I noticed a spot on my nose right here, and I thought it was just like a zit, a pimple, but it wouldn't go away. And every time I washed my face and dried it off, it started bleeding, and it just wouldn't go away. And so finally I went into the doctor and I asked about it and got it looked at, and it ended up being something called actinic keratosis, which isn't technically skin cancer, but it is precancerous, and it is caused by prolonged sun exposure. And if left untreated, it can lead to skin cancer. And honestly, that scared me. That really scared me. I'm in my early 40s. I do have light hair, light skin, and light eyes, so I do have a higher risk than somebody who's darker than I am with skin cancer. But just the fact that I'm in the sun all day, every day, it really made me nervous and really made me realize that I really need to get serious about skin protection, sun protection as a gardener. So I thought that I would take you all along with me. I reached out to a local dermatologist, Dr. Earlyn Noll. She is the owner and CEO of Davis Dermatology. She's a board certified dermatologist, and she agreed to talk to us and give us some tips and tricks and education on skincare for gardeners. Hi, Dr. Noll. Thank you so much for being here with us and for doing this. How long have you had Davis Dermatology?
So I opened practice in 2011. So we've been here for 15 years.
Yay!
It's been a great 15 years.
You are like, everybody knows you. All my friends know it. They say, oh, I have to go to a dermatologist. Do you go to Dr. Noll? So
That's so
you are
nice.
very well known in the community, and I just appreciate you taking the time to help us gardeners with something that kind of makes me a little nervous: sun protection, skin protection.
Okay.
You know, for us gardeners, we can be out in the garden 5, 6, 7 hours in a day, and I'm starting to get worried about my skin. What would you say is what tips do you have for us as gardeners?
So obviously, the very obvious answer to that question is sunscreen.
Okay.
And it's going to be really important if you're going to be out that long to reapply.
Okay.
And then making sure you choose the right sunscreen, because there are a lot of sunscreens out there.
Yeah.
And if we look at all the sunscreens, you can see ones that have zinc oxide and titanium, and then there are chemical blockers that like avobenzone. I and most dermatologists will tell you that the ones we recommend are ones that have zinc and or titanium.
Zinc and
titanium.
Okay.
Because those are physical blockers, and they don't have to react with the sunlight, but they will block the sun.
Okay.
But you also have to reapply after 2 hours, because if you're not going to reapply, then the efficacy goes down.
So every 2 hours, I have to stop what I'm doing
And reapply.
Whew.
But it's not just sunscreen. It's going to be sun protection, like physical barrier, which means a hat. And unfortunately, baseball caps don't count. So
no.
I know. So you need a brimmed hat, one that has a brim all the way around, because baseball caps just protect right down the middle, but a lot of sun damage happens from the side.
Yeah.
And so you really need to protect both sides. And then in areas that often get forgotten for sunscreen would be the eyelids, the upper lip, the neck.
Eyelids?
Like if you are not wearing a hat, and I've had patients come in who had sunburn on their eyelids.
Oh my gosh.
So you just have to be, and you have to be careful.
Yeah.
The sunscreens, obviously you don't want them to run into your eyes, but just be aware. But if you are wearing a hat, that would be so helpful.
Okay.
So hats.
Okay.
And then you need to dress like you are a gardener, which means long sleeves.
Right.
And my father-in-law, when he was alive, he used to ask me, why do you always wear long sleeves when it's sunny? Like we'd be at the fair or something. And I'd tell him, well, it's not because I'm cold. It's because I'm doing a barrier. So I'm protecting my skin from sun exposure.
And does like say a cotton long sleeve shirt, that'll do enough?
I mean, it's better than nothing. I mean, obviously they do have some, clothing designed for outdoor wear that is sun protection. But I think if you're looking for something in your closet, then a long shirt.
It's better than that.
Yeah, and honestly, if it's cotton and it's it's loose, like you don't want it too tight because that makes it hot, but at least something that you can move in and breathe in. Is helpful. It's better than not having sunscreen at all. Because you'll notice that your arms will darken just like everything else.
Yeah, I'm already starting to notice. And my hands. What would you say about hands?
Okay, well, hands, hopefully you're wearing gloves.
But not all the time, right?
So it's going to be sunscreen on your hands as well. But that's hard because you do wash your hands. But when you're out in the sun and when you're out gardening, I mean, you know, a lot of people, I wear gloves when I garden, but if you don't, I would say it's just like everything else. You're going to have to sunscreen. But it's sun protection. And if you can bring whatever you're working on instead of doing the potting, you know, out in the open, if you have a shade or a tree or something that you can do the bulk of your work in and then just do it in the sun when you have to be in the sun, that's helpful too.
So sunscreen that you reapply every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours.
What about like that powdered sunscreen? Does that work for reapplying?
You know, I do like some of them. I don't like all of them. You know, I think if you're going to reapply that, you have to put a good amount on, and then you have to know too, you're out there sweating.
I know.
And so if you have an applicator that can't be washed or clean, then not my favorite.
Oh yeah, that's a good
so that's it's kind of like it just carries all the germs around. So I mean, I would just almost rather you just put on regular sunscreen if you know you're going to be out in the sun. I think those are nice and pretty, and if you have makeup on, it's a good alternative to having to take your makeup off and reapply sunscreen or apply sunscreen over your makeup. So that is a good alternative for people who have makeup on, but I don't know if you garden with full makeup on.
I mean, kind of. I'm on
camera. Oh yes. So you might. I mean,
yes.
I would prefer that over not at all. And they do have some compacts. I mean, we have compacts that are like makeup, sunscreen makeup, but the applicator is washable or it's replaceable.
And then really baseball caps it's not enough.
Well, the center of the face does get covered. And so, but it's the sides that we worry about the most.
You're breaking my
They're
heart.
just, I mean, they're so cute. And, you know, I ask patients all the time if they wear a hat and they go, absolutely. And I go, is it a baseball cap? And they go, absolutely.
Yes.
And I'm like, cute, but not enough. I think that you really need to get the sides of your face. And if not just for, you know, for skin cancer, but for pigmentation, because I have melasma. A lot of patients have melasma, and those patients also like to wear baseball caps, and it's still just not enough.
What about the décolleté area? Because that's another area I'm starting to notice.
And you will notice if you look around. People say, you know, when you take care of your face, you really show your age by your neck and your chest. So just like that, you should really, you know, they say when you're applying not only product like sunscreens but products, it's it's the whole thing. You know, they always say don't forget jawline and bra line. It is here too that you should kind of bring your products down to. Or, you know, when you wear a shirt, like a t-shirt under your long sleeve, that really covers that area because this area really takes a beating.
Now, what about time of day? Because a lot of times I'll get out into the garden early in the morning.
That's better than, you know, the hottest times of the day. So I would say early morning, and then if you can push things back until the evening, until the sun goes down early, then I would say kind of stay out of the sun right in the middle of the day. I think
helps.
It's 10 to 2 is the hottest part.
So I don't want to be out in the garden that time.
I mean, it's really hot, but I mean, I would definitely, I mean, I even tell swimmers if they can swim in the shade or swim early parts or later part of the day.
Is there a difference between drugstore sunscreens and dermatologist office sunscreens?
I think if you, some of the sunscreens that we have are multitasking sunscreens. Do you want it to be a moisturizer or a tinted, you know, but I think if you're looking for zinc or titanium, finding one, I honestly prefer the one that you use. So patients will ask me, what's my favorite sunscreen? I'm like, the one that you'll use every day.
You're willing to use.
Yeah, one that meets all of your criteria. Does it smell like you want? Does it feel like you want? Does it blend in the way you want? Then that would be my favorite.
Okay, personal question.
Okay.
I have a face cream that I love using in the morning, and it does have sunscreen in it, SPF 30. But is that enough, or do I have to put more sunscreen on over that?
So the question is, are you using enough? And they do finger length. So if you're doing the face, it's like it's finger length to know that
you want to.
It's like from the base of your finger to the tip, base of your finger to the tip.
That much? I'm not using that much.
So, but to answer your question, it could be enough if you're using enough and you're reapplying. If it has zinc or titanium, which are my favorite. If you're using enough, that's the real question. Are you using enough?
Probably not.
Most patients, when we talk about minimum SPF, the minimum has been for a very long time 30.
Yeah.
SPF 30. As you know, there's also SPF 50, SPF 99. I mean, but usually at 30 is when you get the bulk of protection. I mean, you get a lot of protection. It's like between 30 and 50 is not a 20% improvement. It's increment. It's very small.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at 30 that's the minimum. But I do tell patients, if you have any like skin disorders, like pigmentation, especially like melasma, if you have access to a little bit more, then make it 50, or but there's not a huge difference between 30 and 50.
Okay.
So 30 is the minimum. And I do think that patients should look at their skin. I love when patients come in and tell me that their spouses looked at their back and saw something.
Okay.
I do tell patients, if you see a spot that is changing so quickly that your eyes see a difference, then that's usually too fast. Because things that are okay to have, we call them benign, usually grow if they're growing so slow that you don't see them growing.
Okay.
So if you see something growing, I would say take a photo of it.
Okay.
If you're not really sure, and then revisit it in a couple of months, take another photo.
Okay.
Do one of those apps, like the Be It Before and After app, and see if it's truly changing.
Okay.
Because things shouldn't be changing that quickly.
Months is too quickly.
If your eyes are like, wow,
Okay.
Most things don't grow so fast. And usually the criteria, if someone comes in with a mole and they go, yeah, it's been here forever, but the last few months it's like doubled in size.
Problem.
That's not good.
Okay.
Or if something bleeds easily, like if you gently knock it, or you wake up and there's dried blood on it, usually that's not a good sign.
That's what I had right here. Is it just would bleed for no reason.
And without trauma, if it's bleeding without trauma, then what it tells a clinician is that the surface of it's easily traumatized, like it's friable is the word that we use, and that there's always dried blood on it, even though you don't recall trauma. Now, scratching at it is different.
Yeah,
but I
picking
do have,
at it.
Those don't count.
Yeah.
But patients will come in and they go, yeah, it always has blood on it in the morning.
Yeah.
And they just happen to, kind of gently abrade it in their sleep. But But those are things.
So that's a situation they should call a dermatologist and ask for a skin.
I think it would
assessment.
warrant something if you see something growing or changing. It's usually things that grow or change that quickly are at least need to get looked at.
Okay. How often do you think should people come in for routine skin checks, especially if they're gardeners?
Yes. So it does differ by your history. So people who have a history of skin cancer do come in more frequently.
Okay.
But I would say at least annually. And if you can't have a physician do it annually, then, like I give patients these little bookmarkers that tell you what to look for.
Oh, great.
I would love for someone else to look at your back because you can't see your back.
Yeah.
And then just kind of being aware of what you have.
Okay.
The phones now, we have cameras and we can take really great photos of things just to track it to see if it's changing.
Okay.
And then family history kind of plays a part. And then sun exposure history.
And sun exposure history. Yeah. So
one of our questions is how many really bad sunburns have you had in your life?
All right. So just someone watching this, okay, what's 3 things they can go do today?
1, make sure your sunscreen, you have it and it's not expired.
Oh, no. Okay. Dr. Noll, you're killing me.
I'm sorry. I keep throwing these things. I'll have patients who bring in their sunscreen and I'm like, this expired in 2020.
Oh my.
So just check your sunscreen.
Okay. All right.
Make sure. Get a hat. I would love a hat.
Big cute hat.
Yeah.
Cute garden hat.
And then just do a cursory sun check, like a skin check. If you haven't had a skin check before. I mean, I've met patients in their 50s or 60s who've never had a skin check, just to get a baseline, to know what you have. And then that way, moving forward, at least you'll know if something's new or not new.
Thank you so much for taking the time, Dr. Noll.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
Davis Dermatology here in Davis, if you all are local. But I just want to thank you so much for teaching us. I think this is a really big deal, especially for gardeners who spend our lives out in the sun. And these days, the sun is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. We really got to start protecting ourselves.
I love it. And if I had to choose between someone being indoors or being outdoors, I would still, even as a dermatologist, choose being outdoors.
Thank you for saying that. I agree. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today with sunscreen and a hat.